This is Melvin Key, the security czar, and today I'm going to teach you how to catch a catfish.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, and welcome to another episode of The Way I See It with the Security Czar, which just happens to be the hottest security show on the internet right now, thanks to all of you. And now, for today's show. Well, that's me in my office. And if you're wondering who the other guy is, well, that's where things get a little bit crazy. In fact, they get beyond crazy. Because in this industry, some stories are stranger than fiction. This all started one cold, wintry Saturday morning in March of 2018. If you're wondering if it was snowing, it wasn't. I was just trying to set the scene. I was lying in bed trying to rest up from a very busy week when all of a sudden, around 7 a.m., my phone began to vibrate repeatedly. Being the CEO of a security company and arguably one of the most dominant security firms for executive protection on the East Coast, it's not unusual for me to get calls at all hours of the day. So I pick up my phone to find out what was going on. But when I pick it up, I find out that it's not a bunch of phone calls that I'm receiving. It's a bunch of emails that I'm receiving from this guy right here. And this, my friends, is where this story begins.
Who is no ID friend, no ID my mentor. Now let the story begin. Let the story begin.
If you don't know this man, you must be living underneath of a rock. This is Dion No ID Wilson, one of the most prominent music producers and record label executives on the face of the planet. Dion is best known as the godfather of Chicago hip-hop music, making a splash back in the day with Common before moving on to other entertainers like Jay-Z, G-Unit, Kanye West, Alicia Keyes, John Mayer, Rihanna, Drake, Nas, Rick Ross, J. Cole, Big Sean, and so many other artists that we bob our heads to on our radios and on our streaming music platforms. Dion eventually grew from premier music producer to premier record label executive, landing jobs at DefJam, and then starting his own record label, RDM Recordings, which is a part of this story. And he is currently the executive vice president of Capitol Music Group. And so needless to say, when no ID rings your phone, you better answer. And by the way, no ID is Dion spelled backwards. And this man needs no ID. Now, this is one of the emails that I received that morning. And after reading it, I was ecstatic to say the least. So I decided to go ahead and give Mr. Wilson a phone call. And this is how that phone call went. Hey, Mr. Wilson, this is Melvin Key with MVP Protective Services in DC. I'm responding to the email that you sent this morning. And in response, Mr. Wilson said, hey, Melvin, we heard a lot about you. We know that you have worked with Alicia Keyes in the past, and we have a new talent on our record label by the name of DJ Silent Assassin. He is Alicia's DJ, and he will be in town. He should be landing shortly. We have a limousine that has picked him up, and we are looking for someone to protect him for the next few days. Now, I'm not going to lie, it did seem kind of strange for the head of a record label to be calling to set up security for an artist. I would expect something like that to be handled by a manager or someone much lower on the totem pole. Nonetheless, I jumped out of bed, threw on my clothes, and headed to my office. And just 45 minutes later, I see a long black limousine pull up with none other than DJ Silent Assassin. So my entire staff walks out to meet DJ Silent Assassin, and they bring him into my office so that we can have a conversation. About the same time, I get a text message from quote-unquote Dion No ID Wilson, and he says, let me know what you think about DJ. He's had a little trouble in his past, and a lot of people aren't willing to work with him. But if you're willing to work with him, I'm willing to give you more artists from my label. And my response to that was, sir, with all due respect, under no circumstances am I willing to work with anyone without first doing a risk assessment, having a security contract in place, and getting my money up front. Essentially, I threw a hand grenade in the base camp, and this is where things begin to unravel for DJ Silent Assassin. And that, my friends, is the beginning of how I was able to catch one of the biggest catfish of all times.
Everybody started sending me invoices as far as how much their bills were. The security team's bill was over $13,000. The driver's bill was over $8,000. And Miguel disappeared. They never got paid.
If you want to hear the rest of this story, do yourself a favor. Like, share, comment, and smash that notification button, because the rest of the story is beyond belief. And also, make sure you follow me on Instagram and my other social media platforms. If you would like to consult with me about how to grow your security business or how to grow in the security or executive protection business, shoot me an email or make an appointment in my Linktree link below. I look forward to talking to you. Peace. I'm out.